Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 10 or something like that of Heroes of Nilfenburg Beyond the Fever Swamp. Convalescence, the player of Silas, will not be joining us today. The evil wizard on the moon has kidnapped Silas and taken him and his character sheet away. This is normal.
Again.
This is normal. None of you are concerned or surprised by this fact.
It's so easy to break out of that tower. It just takes time.
And waiting won't do any good because time moves differently on the moon. This is well-known magical fact. Everyone knows that. Now, however, as the title screen fades on this episode, we are, you see, our audience sees somewhere in the Great Wheel a sniveling servant approaches his bed. Great Dead One, our Yugolothi contacts have confirmed that the heart of the pile has indeed been destroyed in Mechanus. Then Frosh's failure in the swamp is complete. His punishment will be never-ending. As you say, Great One. Furthermore, the Air Corps, should I say the Earth thing, has been found. It required our greatest divinations after we lost it in the Astral Sea, but it's claimed an unknown ruin in the Outlands. Indeed. Yes, Great One, and it has been giving dreams to mortals. It clearly knows it needs worshippers to grow. Keep us informed. Of course, Great One. Great One, if I may, you do not seem concerned. Is not the Corpse was but one of many players in motion. As we speak, Ascafus has found the disruptor, and soon it will be in my hands. The wild hunt will soon spring forth from the forests. Dragons of stone will flay the cities, and the abyss will open upon the prime material. Now, leave me. I must speak with the Queen again. Her heart is weak, and her commitment to the cause is fickle. She requires constant reassurances. Of course, Great One. And then we come back to the party. You have just...
Hey, guys.
You have just slain a wraith and its spectral servants. The hunger of Hadar licks at the stones and melts the bones of the boy whose corpse you were investigating when the wraiths struck at you. A previous victim, clearly. Silas has, of course, been whisked away to the moon, and the rest of you are standing around in the tomb.
Bort is suddenly noticeably more ill than he appeared last time we left.
Yes, Bort, you can't quite catch your breath.
Is this something that lay hands could fix, or does Ixon not even know?
You don't know. You don't know what's wrong with him.
Okay. If she attempts to fix him with lay hands, will that expend the 5 hit points of use even if it doesn't work?
Yes.
Okay, well, she'll attempt it anyway, if he makes any kind of obvious indication that he's not well. Or if it's obvious otherwise.
Bort is a bit stubborn, and he will
Lord, let me touch you.
try. He will try not to reveal anything unless it feels like his life is in imminent danger.
Alright. then he is fine for now. He feels like he's been in a fight, but he has been in a fight, so that's normal.
Okay, she won't press too hard then.
Mhm.
Right. Well, I suppose we should continue to seek more of these mysterious dead. Phil Sticker, is your cosmic mouth quite done in there?
I think I'm just going to let it finish.
Right. I'll check the other room.
In this room, there are corpses. They're along the wall. In the in the little alcoves or shelves or whatever you would call them. But these ones do not seem to react to Lucas's approach.
Are there any other exits to this room?
To this room, no.
All right. Then, in that case, Lucas will have another quick scrutinizing look to see if there's anything that looks like we would be poor adventurers to leave behind if we left it in that room.
All right. Roll investigation.
16.
All right. One of the bodies has a pearl necklace. One of the bodies appears to have been a woman. There's a pearl necklace there, with 3 large pearls and 6 smaller pearls. Lucas estimates that those 3 large pearls would be adequate material components for an identify spell.
Oh, wow.
The smaller ones would not, but would still fetch a modest price.
Would the rest of you prefer to begin by bringing out all of the bodies and building a pyre and then resume our search? Or would you prefer to finish our search and then clear the bodies later? Both present some risk.
Hmm. I feel like maybe dealing with the bodies first. Yeah, since we know there's necromantic energy around here.
And it won't be difficult at all if I desiccate them first. It will take some time, though. We'll likely be out of the tomb for near on an hour. Any forces below will have time to plot an escape or an attack. However, should we go on, such forces may be able to conduct some form of magic to re-raise these corpses, or we may find ourselves with skeletons at our backs.
I feel like, at the very least, it would be respectful to deal with the dead now.
All right, but it does
Yeah.
mean we may have to build 2 pyres.
I mean, we are already intruding on their tombs, so there's no question of what's respectful for the dead at this point.
Leaving any body here would be disrespectful to it. A pyre is the best we can offer.
I'm in favor of the pyre, I was just saying. They seemed to store their dead and whatever, let's go ahead and build the fire.
All right. Well, there's no use in burning a necklace. Let's gather what valuables we can and start the difficult process of bringing all of these bodies up and out of the hole.
Yes. It is it is a bit of an ordeal getting the bodies up the chute that you came through.
It is especially notable as Bort struggles to do so, where normally he'd be one of the stronger members of the party.
Mm-hmm. Yes. But it is only a matter of time and effort as you move the bodies one by one up the chute to where you have built a pyre on the surface. The two young farmhands that you hired to help build or dig the tunnel look on as you come out, and they want to with bones and mummified flesh, and they want to know what
We found treasure.
what you found down there.
Undead, I'm afraid. The best we can do for them, really, would be to destroy the bodies. Such a terrible thing. Be cautious. There may yet be more, but we wanted to deal with what we could first.
Are you going back down?
Yes, we will be going back down.
And you think there might be more? They look at like the face of the mummy as you bring it out, and they're like, and you think there might be more undead down there?
It's certainly possible. It seems to have been the tomb of some sort of mythological figure, a dragon-slaying ruler who was betrayed in turn by one of his followers. I'm still determining the full story, but it would not surprise me if there were several more chambers.
Well, they help you build the fire, and it takes about an hour to burn the bones and the corpses, and but you do so. Philsticker, your spell ends well before then, and all the bodies that were within its area of effect have been destroyed, and in fact the stone itself is worn away at the edges of the effect.
I'll check around for nice, not acid-resistant things that remain.
There's nothing. Everywhere the spell's area of effect is gone.
Okay. Don't go in there. It's probably unstable.
You don't allow short rests in this campaign without sleeping overnight, eh?
Yeah, that's right. A short rest is 8 hours. A long rest is 24 hours.
Didn't you originally say that was just for the Fever Swamp because of its very hostile?
Well,
Okay.
that might have been why I said it was for the Fever Swamp, but that's maybe why I chose it. I chose it for this campaign because in the Fever Swamp, I needed you guys to not be fresh after every encounter. But that's still the rule. That's still the rule. Short rest.
That, no.
I always liked that. I did that for our campaign at Calvin's house too.
I didn't notice I was a warlock.
Yeah. So yes, if you guys want to take a short rest, you can, but you need to set camp for the night.
Hmm. Let me quickly look something up, and I'll get back to you. Shouldn't be long.
Okay. Hey, boss, you're pretty fucked up. Looks like a wraith touched you or something.
What are you talking about? I'm doing great.
Look, boss, I can see your hit points. You've only got 11 left.
Are you calling me weak?
No, man, no. You got 46 out at max.
I'm not weak. I'm just gonna go sit under that tree and go to sleep.
Okay, boss. You might want to spend some hit dice while you're sleeping. Maybe ask Kildrak to play a song.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's a
He starts
bard.
playing Metallica immediately.
So restful.
Hmm. Well, that is unfortunate. The subclass of wizard that Lucas is seems to have been removed from the internet because a revised version that's completely different came out. So I cannot actually check if he can make potions in an hour or requires a short rest, which would have been the same thing to a lot of people.
Right. Is it in one of the books? I have them next to me.
Unfortunately, I didn't write down which books, so we would have to check all of them, but I don't think so.
It was in...
What is the name of his subclass?
He's one of the many, many, many artificers. The one that makes potions.
Not in Xanathar's guy, that just says War Mage. That's the only book that added subclasses.
Yeah, a lot of them were Unearthed Arcana, and I think Lucas's was originally as well.
Yep.
So we'll have to figure out how we want to approach that, if you want me to remake Lucas or what.
Yeah. Well, you can find that copy of Unearthed Arcana at some point between sessions.
Yeah, I'll see if I can dig it up.
But I think I don't know. You were having him do it in the morning. You've been having him do it in the morning after a short rest.
I have been, and I think that still works.
Yeah.
Because a short rest or an hour is accomplished in that amount of time.
Yeah.
But whether or not Lucas can make a potion or not, he doesn't want to leave the hole open overnight because we kind of promised the village elder we wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess for now we'll figure that it is a short rest.
Yeah.
Or has been modified to one if it wasn't. And but Lucas would still like to proceed.
Oh, so you're going to proceed now and not take a short rest?
Yes, I don't think we should leave this place open without having cleared it overnight. In the midst of the village, I think that's...
Then let me delete the things I was adding.
I think that would be an excellent way to get a bunch of farmers killed. Lucas would prefer to risk it quite strongly.
They're farmers. It's what they want.
That's very much the opposite of what they want, Phil Sticker.
Oh, no, that was me, not Filster.
Okay. So, after the hour has passed, You return to the return down the hole and face the only place there is to go left. Who is approaching the stairs?
Lucas will approach the stairs, but he's not going to go down them right away. He's just looking, peering.
All right. What's the
If that
range?
sets off.
Yeah. What's the range of your light source?
Let me check quickly. But I think it's 20 or 30 feet.
I think it's 20 and
20
then 20.
feet, and then 20. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
20 and 20.
So in the dim light at the edge of the end of your thing, you see a landing to the stairs, and then the stairs turn to one side, continuing downward. But spread out along the top of the these stairs and on the walls and the ceiling are a thick matted layer of spider webs. It looks like the entrance to a tunnel web spider's den, but much larger.
All right. Well, Lucas is going to do a couple of things. First of all, he is going to toss the light pebble onto the landing.
Okay. He sees a couple of small, like normal-sized spiders, scatter away from it. He can now see the web illuminated brightly. It is the bullet gets stuck in the web.
That's okay.
And yes.
In fact, that's ideal, because the next step to this plan is that Lucas is going to firebolt the web, which should have the same effect as holding a torch against it.
Yes. Okay. The web catches on fire.
Then he will back the fuck off and say, let's give that a minute.
All right. Fire begins spreading down the stairs.
It's gonna anger the spiders.
Where you can't see. Smoke begins coming up the stairs and filling the room that you guys are in.
Once again, regret not being a druid.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pour water on our shirts and hold them over our mouths.
But I don't know how much is burning down there, but
Oh,
Lucas isn't
smoke.
terribly concerned about managing to completely fill this place with choking smoke. He will keep an
But
eye
it's like
on
a
the
huge-
ceiling, but
There's like a huge pile of ancient tapestries down there, and we're breathing them.
well, that could be. Lucas will prepare a new light spell, just as we're not standing in the dark up here.
So the fire burns for some time. The fire on the stairs does, though, before long, fade. The The smoke is unpleasant, but the room that you're in is large enough, and you're able to back up and deal with it for a while. And eventually it slows in its continuousness. There's obviously still something burning down there, but it is much less raging.
Well, I suppose we ought to have a look then. Do you suppose Splichter would mind having a quick glance?
Yeah, okay, fine, whatever, I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Splichter turns into an invisible spider and goes down the stairs. And Splichter telepathically communicates back with Philsticker. Okay, boss. So here's what I'm seeing. We've got some. We've got like another room with some. Oh man, it smells really bad in here. So everything looks like it's been scorched up by fire, because some murder hobos came and set everything on fire like they do. There's some. Looks like some human corpses are all burnt up. There's some. There's some wooden thing over there. It's burning. Still burning, but the webs look like they've all turned to ash. There's more stairs going down, but it looks like there weren't webs on them. The fire stopped. And there's like a hole in the wall. On the north side, but it's like covered. It looks like there's been a cave-in or something. You'll have to come take a look yourself. There ain't nothing moving in here, just fire.
Yes, fire. Okay. Well, he said there are some things in there that have been destroyed by the flames. Saved us the trouble of dealing with the bodies somewhat.
Well,
there's a cave-in
hopefully-
of some sort, like maybe somebody came in here, and deeper levels.
Well, hopefully we only burned some treasure and not a vital clue, but with our party in a somewhat battered condition and Silas teleported to the moon, it seemed best not to take too many chances.
Okay. Let's
But,
cautiously advance.
Yes, by all means, let's proceed. Then Lucas will look to Kildrak and Ixa as if they were the natural ones to do so.
And they are, and yeah. Kildrak is fine going towards the front.
Ixa agrees. Not that she's particularly good at spotting traps or anything, as history indicates, but she'll go in the front.
Well, yeah, but we're the ones that can most take the hit when we inevitably miss a trap.
Right.
Bort will be right behind them because he doesn't quite know that he's going to die if he gets in a fight yet.
Lucas will say that he should be right behind them because the wizard stands in the middle to maximize the efficiency of the light spell.
I think you're the only one that needs a light spell, aren't
Yeah.
you?
All the non-humans look at Lucas like, light?
Oh, right. Well, then.
Oh, right, you've been doing
however
that.
you like, Bort.
You probably should still be in the middle just because fireballs and stuff, but
Yeah.
We don't just look at him, we all look at him with freaking cat's eyes.
Yes.
Just the glimmer in our eyes.
Or gleam. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas
I don't
can't
think-
see any of us.
Yeah, none of my spells really give any sort of bonus to perception and the like, so just gonna have to hope.
Where should I stand? Sir Sedigan asks, walking right up behind Philsticker anyway. And Borton back.
Close to me.
Of course. Of course, Lord Philsticker. So,
Thank you.
So Ixa, you come down here, and you find a room that previously had spider webs in it, but now has ash. And the walls are all blackened with soot. The roof is completely blackened. There are human bodies in here that look like they were in a state of rest, like the ones upstairs. They are still burning. Pouring out black smoke, making it kind of uncomfortable being here. But to the north, there is a hole in the rest of the wall. The rest of the building has worked stone walls, but here there's a spot where the bricks have been pushed in and collapsed, and there looked like there was some sort of earth tunnel that looks freshly collapsed. Yes, and there are stairs leading downward.
All right.
Is that what's to the south of the stairs? Were the stairs what's at the south of the room?
Yes.
Okay. Lucas will wander in, look around, and he'll prestidigitate a few patches of wall clean, and generally investigate to see what this room might have been before the fire, and to see if he can figure out whether the collapse was intentional.
Okay, that's several different questions there. I will start by saying, as you prestidigitate some of the walls clean, it seems that there was no artwork on these walls. They were bare.
Okay.
So you want to first try and ascertain the purpose of the room before the fire?
Yes.
Okay, roll investigate for that. Okay. So, this room was a burial chamber like the one above, seeing as you've got 26. This was definitely a burial chamber like the one above. Each of the bodies seemed to have some sort of valuable item with them. One of them has what was before a very nice wooden shield, which is now ruined because it got caught on fire. Another one is clutching a dinner plate made of dragon bone. Fortunately not destroyed by the fire, but currently blackened and sooty and burned.
All right. Lucas will quickly clean it, and I will make a note of it.
Yes. One of the bodies is wearing fine leather gloves, miraculously unburnt by the flames. Someone if I asked for a roll, someone would get it. It's dragon skin. Red dragon skin.
That makes sense.
and one of the bodies would look to have been a teenage girl in life. Had a tiara made of dragon bone. Which has been scorched up by fire, and it previously had a gemstone set into it, but the gemstone is now charred and blackened.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah. But the Dragonbone tiara part might still be, could be cleaned and saved.
All right, next question. Was this collapse intentional and recent? As in, while we were upstairs burning bodies, was some kind of necromancer like, shit, out the escape tunnel and collapse it behind us?
Okay. Yes.
Ask a dwarf.
I mean, that was a lot of other possibilities, but I'm saying yes to the part of the question, which was this tunnel collapsed recently? The answer to that is yes.
Do we know, was it collapsed on purpose?
How would you know that?
The
Are there
dwarf-
like
we have a
titans
bunch
sticking out somewhere or something like that?
I'm sorry. What did you say, Richard Mock? I couldn't hear you.
Sorry.
Are there like pythons sticking out of sections, places where ropes might have been pulled?
No.
Broken wooden beams, half burnt broken wooden beams, anything to indicate the cause of the collapse at all would help to answer that
Tool
question.
marks.
Also, does it look like the rock might have been fractured by heat rather than by physical labor?
No to all of those.
What are the chances, looking it over, that this collapse was caused by the hunger of Hadar? Is there like melty sections?
Oh, that's a fair question, but no, you've gone down enough stairs that would have been outside of the area of effect of that spell, and although it could have been, I suppose, if a collapse had happened, but that room has not collapsed, and you can safely assume that that is not connected.
All right.
So
Lucas
it
is going to
doesn't
poke
look
it a
like it.
bunch and check if it's an illusion.
You're going to what to check if it's an illusion?
Poke it.
Okay. You poke it. It feels like a pile of dirt.
All right. Lucas will look to Bort. Do you know anything about this pile of dirt?
Well, it's a pile of dirt. You said it does not look like it collapsed because of heat stress, right?
Right. There's no sign of heat stress. It looks like it was, well, let's see. There are no signs of human tools moving Earth, nor are there signs of this being heat stress or anything.
Well, it doesn't look like a person did it, but it also doesn't look like the fire did it. And it was recent. So, magic, perhaps? Or it just collapsed of its own accord? That seems awfully coincidental, though.
Yes, but we have been digging about quite a bit. And
If we haven't been this deep yet, if we were digging above it, we would have been relieving pressure on the structure, not increasing it.
it's true. And we certainly shouldn't discount the possibility that this leads to somewhere and check for cave exits in the area when we're done. But it's also possible that this cave-in occurred and that caused the glow, as it may have interpreted such a thing as a sign of an attempted escape. I don't think we can do more than check for caves in the surrounding area when we're done. We should search on for now.
I mean, we could certainly try and dig through this. I think between all of us, we could probably set up some kind of new support.
Well, it
But
depends how deep it goes. We can certainly consider it, but we should finish whatever we're doing down the stairs before we think about such things.
fair enough.
So Ixa, you meanwhile have been peering down the stairs, and you see that the stairs go down and enter into a sort of hallway. And on the opposite side of the hallway from the stairs is a large, 10-foot wide, ornate door.
The door is closed.
The door is closed.
Okay, then Ixua will walk up and take a look at it, see if she recognizes anything about it.
Okay. Let's see. A door lies closed at the bottom of these stairs. The door is massive and stone and depicts a menacing dragon. There are runes above the door in a language which you cannot read. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed something in my notes. Lucas, when you were searching the room, there was one other thing you found. You found a dragon bone scroll case. There's a scroll inside the scroll case. No. Archimach is muted. I guess we've lost him.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just muted because I had to cough earlier and then I forgot I was muted. So Lucas opens the scroll case. Obviously, there's a scroll inside. He'll have a look at it. Does it look to be arcane?
Yes. It is an arcane spell. I don't know what you need to do in order to identify what spell it is. I assume there's an Arcana roll, or is it just a matter of reading it?
Let me double check. If it is on the wizard class list, Lucas can identify. Just knows what it is.
It is a scroll of comprehend languages.
Fantastic. Well, we have a variety of writings around. Lucas will look pleased to have this and announce it to everyone.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Ixa announces that she found these runes she can't read.
Yes.
I have no idea if that actually helps.
Yes, so let me finish describing the door. So above the door are some runes that you can't read. And at the seam of the door is the shape of a human hand, like carved out of stone. And the hand is stained with very old, dried blood.
Okay. Well, without touching anything, Ixa will inform Lucas that she found the door and that there's runes on it she can't read, and she hopes as a wizard he can.
Lucas will have a quick look over the runes.
Those the runes are the same language that are on the graves, the runestone outside, and were above the archway in the sword room.
All right. Would you all mind, Lucas said, if we return to the surface and have a quick, the lot of you have a quick look about for that potential cave entrance? I should like to make a copy of this scroll before we use it, in case we need another. It'll only take me about 2 hours.
Ixa is fine with that.
If you're sure you don't want anyone backing you up,
I'm not, but I'm also worried about the cave.
All
Rest
right.
assured, I have a number of spells prepared for the purpose of running away, should it come to that.
all right. Well, good luck and stay safe.
I will do what I can.
Okay. So the rest of you can return to the surface to look for the cave that you assume exists?
Lucas will also be on the surface, just near the runestone.
Okay.
Oh, before we do that, actually, he's going to fetch the immovable rod and have everyone walk with him. We bring it back down, set it up in front of the giant dragon double doors, turn it back on, then go back up, and then do all that.
Okay. All right. So the dragon double doors have an additional layer of security now in the form of an immovable rod. Very good. You later discover that they're push doors, and that the immovable and the unspeakable horrors just kind of bump their head on the immovable rod on their way out. I'm joking, but
Yeah, they catch it in the gut and they like fall over it and throw it.
who put this here?
Secretly, they work off of video game logic, and because there is a waist high object in their path, they cannot find a way to surmount it.
No, it's like playing Skyrim.
They keep crouching against it, and they don't know how to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so who all is searching for this cave you believe may exist, and what methods are you using to do so?
I suppose everyone who isn't Lucas's and Bort will be doing so by basically walking in a grid pattern over the area, because that seems like the best option for trying to find it. Or a zigzag pattern, I should say.
Kildrak will help look for the cave. He will start by ritually casting Unseen Servant and helping to use that, or using that to help search for it. Probably aiding in the grid pattern search.
Okay.
Effectively covering twice as much
Philsticker
space.
asks those two guys that came to help us if they know about any caves around.
Yeah, that's a good.
Ixa doesn't really have any better ideas than the grid pattern source, so she'll probably just do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. One of the boys tells you that there is, tells Philsticker, that there is an old sinkhole, in, like, he gives some directions, in, an abandoned, fallow field on the other side of the hill.
Thank you. Guys, I found a cave.
Where?
Over on the other side of the hill.
Next will
It's a
go.
sinkhole.
Yeah, next will go run around and check.
All right. There's a hole. There's a hole in this field. Well, you have dark vision, so it's dark inside. But you can see and it goes down 40 feet into the darkness. And you see a glimmer of something moving in the darkness at the edge of your line of sight.
Moving how? Like out of
something
trying to move away?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a straight drop down?
Yeah. There's it's like a hole in the ceiling of like an underground dome.
Okay.
Splicter,
Yeah, then
go see what that is.
excellent idea.
Yeah, boss, okay.
I'm sorry, I can't fly yet.
What kind of our arcane magic user can't fly. He poofs into a bat and poofs into an invisible bat and then flies, and then you hear the sound of an invisible bat fluttering as it flies down into the thing and says, "Oh, that's a big spider. Oh, that's a big spider."
Oh, that's okay then.
I'm coming back.
That's not a. Yeah, that's not zombies.
Make a aerobatics check for Splicter.
Splicter, what's your aerobatics?
Whatever his dex is.
Alright. Oh shit, I held down the push to talk key. Well, okay, it's +3. You got a 4.
Boss, I'm stuck in a web! Help, boss!
Splicter, no! Oh god. Can I see him?
Boss, it's coming for me! Boss! Ah! Splicter is dead.
Eldritch Blast! Oh, hell. Eldritch Blast anyway. Yes.
You send a swamp beam down into the darkness. Okay. Shit. I guess you're well, you couldn't see it.
That's just
Right.
disadvantage.
He
knows the approximate location, which he
Yeah.
does because he knew where Splicter was.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
So one of those hit.
Swamp energy stimulates its musculature.
All right. In a flash of light, you see a absolutely enormous, huge spider, and thousands and thousands of baby, normal-sized spiders, crawling around in this cave.
Now is the time to use fire.
The huge spider is chittering words, or not words, but it's chittering something that seems almost as if it's trying to communicate with Filsticker.
Oh god, I'm really, really tolerant. Oh god, I understand. but I don't speak spiderese. We gotta go get Lucas. So that we can shout at the spider for killing my familiar.
So what do you tell Lucas?
Yes,
when
you
go get him?
you run back to Lucas.
Lucas, I found a cave. Splicter went down to look, but he got caught in a spider's web and eaten by a spider, and then I think the spider was trying to intimidate me from afar. It kept going like, but it was like doing it at me. Like more than spiders normally do, you know.
Well, you'll have to excuse me. This 76-pointed star is taking some time to map out onto the bottom corner of this page, but it's absolutely vital that its shape be remembered exactly for the spell to function. I'll still be another 1 hour and 58 minutes.
Oh, so I gotta go keep the spider occupied for like an hour and 40. God damn. That's not a rare spell, Lucas. You can just learn it when we go back to town.
But I already bought the ink.
God damn it.
And that ink's more expensive than summoning another fill sticker. You don't, or another splicter. So you understand.
And I can't give you the scroll because I'm copying it. But
Splicter wanders
let's
off over the hill.
keep an eye out. Would all of you and Phil Sticker go stand around that hole and be prepared to do battle with a spider if it emerges to attack the townsfolk?
I guess.
Yeah,
Thank you.
seems reasonably safe to stay above ground.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So as you're standing around the surface around this hole, the spider does not seem to try and leave. It seems to have retreated as far back away from the light as it possibly can. You no longer have line of sight on it. But you do see many swarms of spiders moving about. Small spiders.
Lovely.
There is a skeleton of a human in the webs down there, wrapped up in sort of partially wrapped up in webs. It's much more. The bones are much fresher than those in the tomb.
Could have died of natural causes. You know how they are.
They look like they're wearing winter clothes. You would guess that they probably died over the past winter.
Oh, right. Definitely fell in the hole on their own. Definitely their own fault.
So when the
So 2 hours
scroll is
pass.
finally scribed, Lucas will begin the ritual, testing the casting from his book, and then gaze upon the monolith to see if it worked.
Oh, it does. Okay. Um. The runes seem to, they don't change in any way, but Lucas somehow recalls their meaning from the the space between the universe, and the meaning comes to him as he looks on this runestone, and he understands that it says, here is the barrow of the Volsungar clan, resting place of Suguru, he who slew Nibelungen the Red.
Fair enough. Lucas will
I
go
missed that
wander
last
in the
part.
direction everyone wandered in to go find the giant spider thing, so that he can then shout in common, hello! I'm comprehending languages. Do you speak, or at least understand common?
Everything does.
That's not true.
Hello, giant spider in the hole?
Chittering responds, and it's, it doesn't seem to be talking to you as much as just talking out aloud, or not expecting you to understand, at least. And it says, stupid humans, you burn my nest, force me back into this hole, shoot forced energy at me. I must leave now and find a new nest. Humans won't know. Leave, go away.
Well, have you eaten any of the humans?
He gets no reply.
Do you promise not to eat any of the humans?
Roll Arcana.
All right.
Ask it if it wants to be a cartographer.
No.
Kildrak, roll Arcana.
One sec. Sorry. Hey, that's a number.
Kildrak
It's not even red.
thinks that it might not speak common, but that it might be able to understand other languages that the party might know, like, say, Sylvan.
Hey, Phil Sticker.
Huh?
You know Sylvan still, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Speak
He
words at
says,
it.
chanting over Chris. Okay. Filsker goes over to the corner, to the hole, and says, hey, Sylvan, you killed my friend.
It responds, only Lucas understands this. Your friend was a quasit. I killed it because it trespassed in my lair.
Phil Sticker, this spider is accusing you of making pacts with quasits.
That's ridiculous. He was a bat. But it's okay.
Bats can't turn invisible.
Did you make the hole in that tomb?
Our mother made that hole in the tomb.
Are you an evil necromancer?
Apparently its mother dug the hole? Sorry.
I am a spider.
I think that's a no. But it's vague. It could be a
Not
secret,
that they
yes.
know what I'm asking. I asked if it was a necromancer.
Yes, and it replied that it is a spider, which does not actually refute the claim, but might have been intended to be read as such.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, what else should I ask it? I already told it it's okay that it killed Splicter.
You humans should leave and
Tell
let
us
me
about
go.
that. Tell us about that dead man.
He fell in the hole.
Okay, good. Yeah, that confirms
He fell
my
in the hole
theories.
a long time, many moons ago.
Phil Sticker, ask it where it wants to go and what it will do.
Okay. Where do you want to go, and what are your plans once you get there?
Away from humans, so that I may raise my children in safety. The tomb was safe. Then it was fire.
Could you tell it that we're going to be resealing the tomb in another day or two, and then it will be perfectly safe, but that we will probably collapse this hole at some point?
Oh, then it might not be able to leave at all. That would be
Well, we're
bad
giving it
for-
notice.
Yeah.
But I don't
yes.
suspect the village will be pleased with this to have learned that a missing dead person fell into a hole and was devoured by a giant spider. I have a feeling that they're going to want to collapse it. So,
Well, they know about the hole already. This was probably a traveler or something. The people in the village know about the hole. They told me
even
about it.
still, I think when they hear about the spider, they'll be displeased.
Oh wait, I've got it. We will sell you a map so that you can get away from all the humans.
This map will let me get away from the humans? How?
Wait, map? What map?
Oh, I told it we'd sell it a map so that it could walk and go somewhere where there are no humans.
How is it going to purchase this map? It probably doesn't understand the concept of currency.
Oh, it can have a map.
This is your lucky day. We're making a special offer. We're going to give you the map for free.
But
It has all the towns on it.
But tell the spider it must not harm anyone on its travels. Even should they initiate the fight, the spider should knock them out and go, and that will be the price of the map.
Oh wait! So it can't act in self-defense? It
can
spider.
act
What
in
the hell's
self-defense, but it should not then, after it has done so, kill the person. After all, it is of little consequence to non-lethally, as opposed to lethally, end a foe.
Well, I mean, but if you're like a spider and you're fighting, for weapons, you've got, as Filster uses his arms, big ass fangs that inject poison into people. I mean, it's not like you've got some nice fists for clobbering them around with. I guess you got webs, but that's like an ambush weapon.
If it is like the spiders I have seen, the poison is only paralyzing. It shouldn't kill anyone.
Just ask it to do what it can.
Oh, okay.
And no dwarves or elves or goblins or anything like that. No humanoids or humanoid likes.
Oh, okay. In exchange for this map, we have to request that you do not kill any human-style creatures on your travel. You may knock them unconscious or paralyze them or whatever, but don't kill them.
What if they attack?
How do we know if it kills them?
What if they attack us?
Once it's asking what if they attack them.
Oh, okay. Then you incapacitate them and leave them there.
We will do this for this map. Give us
All
the
right.
map.
I've brokered a deal. Oh,
All right.
I don't know that until Lucas tells
Hold
me.
on, and I'll make some notes. Phil Sticker, come give me a hand with this. We should label this in Sylvan.
Oh, yeah, okay. Give us a few minutes. We'll be back in a few minutes.
All right. Lucas will identify a suitably large wild space that crosses the minimum number of civilized areas possible. He will plot a route through it, make it known on the map. He will indicate human day travel points and realize that the spider might only travel half a point or 2 points or whatever, or like 4/3 of a point, or so on and so forth. But he'll do his best to make it clear what the itinerary is, what's in the area, and where it can go. And then it will drop the map into the hole.
This
I wonder if they like
hex might
swamps.
be this hex might be an appropriate one.
Which hex?
This one?
The one north of the Bowl Mountains?
No. I don't know why you're not seeing my... Oh, because I'm on the GM layer. Because I was adjusting the spider's hit points. That's why you couldn't see me.
Makes sense.
This one.
Oh yeah, that seems pretty feasible. That's not too far. It's a few human days away, but
yeah, it's a few human days away. It's on the edge of the but it's on the northern edge of the empire. There's not a lot of settled areas up there. It would be able to mostly it would have to avoid some towns and villages to get there. But it's going to have to do that no matter which direction it goes.
yeah, Lucas proposes this route on the map.
Alright, yeah, looks pretty good. Alright, I'll explain that here.
Hold on. One more thing. Tell it we'll get it a meal for its trip first. See about if we can purchase a cow.
yeah, alright. Yeah, we've marked that line there in red. That's our suggestion where there's no people, and it's pretty close to here. We're gonna go get you a cow. All right.
The humans don't like it when we eat their cows. Mother said
No, that's just if you don't. That's just if you don't pay for it. We're gonna go pay for a cow.
Pay?
They like it when you pay for a cow. When you give them, he like throws a gold piece down the hole. It's like, and you give them a bunch of those things.
What is the price in gold for a cow?
Not actually that much.
I don't know
Do
what
we
it
have
is.
do we have it listed somewhere? Let's have a quick look.
I'm pretty sure it's in the equipment section at the end.
It
There's
is.
Let's see. Camels, donkeys, elephants, horses.
Like
10 gold
trade
pieces.
Price of a.
It's under a trade good.
Oh yeah. it's cheap.
1 square yard of silk or 1 cow. 10 gold pieces.
All right. Yeah, Lucas will go part with the platinum and buy a cow, because if we send this spider hungry up north, then the odds of it getting into trouble and drawing adventurers and people ending up getting killed anyway is a lot higher than if we feed it first. And he's willing to spend 10 gold on that. Well, helping Phil Sticker translate for the spider so that he can give it a dissertation on market economics.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas says it's the most efficient system of resource distribution, but I don't know. It creates blah, 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 blah.
The spider does not really care about your discussion of economics, but it does um, uh, seems to understand that the humans like the gold stuff for some reason.
Does it understand the concept of, like, counting?
Yes.
Okay, that's useful. You can tell it
Yeah.
as many gold coins as it has legs or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As many gold coins as a squid has tentacles, and it's like, oh yeah, right, 10. Okay.
As if the spider knows about squid.
Yeah, it doesn't know about squid, but it does know
Same
how to
thing.
count.
It knows
Oh.
how many legs it has, plus 2, I guess. Its legs plus its fangs.
All right.
Yeah. 1.25 spiders worth of leg coins is how many? Oh yeah.
The spider does say it was waiting for night. It was going to wait for night to leave so that it could move about when there aren't humans around.
Lucas will leave the cow tied up near the field. Get Phil Sticker to write a note in Sylvan to paste on a tree beside it, or nail to a tree beside it, and he'll have let the villagers know what's going on, that there is a giant spider, that it is not interested in hunting people, and that it will be migrating away from here tonight.
Town
One of
militia
our
is going to be
friends.
on
If you
high
attack
alert.
the spider will kill you all.
But they will let the spider leave. But they are going to be on hot. They're going to be a little. You've given the peasants nightmares. But all right.
Then we'll go and head down the stairs and read that door. And actually, on our way, Lucas is going to stop and touch the sword and get the spiel again.
Okay.
But this time with comprehend languages.
Yes. You cast comprehend languages and you touch the sword, and the woman appears, and she tells you. I don't have her whole spiel written out, so I'm just going to vaguely tell you what it is she's saying. She says that this is the sword Graham wielded by the hero Suguru, and she warns you to only take it if you are absolutely sure you recognize the blade. For lying and taking the sword that is not meant for you will be severely punished. If you do not recognize the blade, do not take it and proceed onward with your search.
All right, Lucas will make a note of that and proceed onwards with his search.
Silas's ghost tries to say that he knew something about this from the moon, but unfortunately, he's trapped on the moon, so he can't tell you. But
Silas will have to run back here later and run off with the sword.
The runes now above the archway that leads, above the archway here into the room with the bodies. The runes above that archway read, "Only the blood of Volsungar may enter here." As you continue onward, you go to the big stone door. With the bloody hand, and it says, Suguru's tomb. Only the blood of his blood may enter here.
So it seems to be advising that only direct descendants of the heroic dynasty should attempt entry here. Mind you, we passed a few of those already. Mind you, we were attacked by undead. And mind you, we are somewhat in a situation where some sort of evil is afoot. Probably.
Yeah.
Would we like to... Let's take a moment to consider. We would like to do... like to proceed. I'm going to be right back.
Maybe the warnings get more and more serious with each level as we go down. Like, before they meant it, but now they really mean it.
Do we want to like take our 5-minute break or something while since Retromok stepped away?
It's like we take a mini break and talk about Legend of Zelda until he gets back.
Yeah, break sounds good right now.
Okay, let's take a 5-minute break.
That's fine.
Okay, now we're back. So yes, Lucas has read you what the door says, and you need to decide what it is you're going to do.
Well, we didn't come all this way to make friends with the giant spider. Lucas thinks that we should check it out, even though
I didn't
might be
expect you to make
catastrophe.
friends with a giant spider. That was not part of the plan.
It's obvious. We're gonna make friends with every goddamn thing we see.
We're going to make friends with all of the awful things,
I
and
gotta-
anything that seems reasonably nice we're going to kill, because that's how adventurers work.
God, I gotta tell Khan that this is the second online game we've had where the player characters made friends with the giant spider in order to solve in order to avoid a problem.
Well, it was fairly reasonable. It
Yeah.
didn't want anything too exceptional.
Yeah, but yeah, that's true. It was still going to attack you on sight if when you walked into its nest, but then you burned everything down.
And then it only killed someone who I can replace for 10 gold pieces. Anyway, it's fine. Spiders are oppressed by Nilfenburg, just like all other living creatures.
Yeah.
I feel kinship with them.
Yes.
My expectation had been that if there were giant spiders, they'd have raced up the stairs and run out to attack us, and we'd have been fighting them with superior terrain where we can have open space to move and they can be confined to fighting us one at a time. But
And
I'm
they
also
can't use
comfortable
their
making
web
these-
sense.
and they can't use their web sense, and we don't get caught in webs, and all sorts of fun, great things that still involve fighting the spider. But I'm not complaining. It was a fun plot arc.
Yes. You know, it just reminds me of the when we played the Torchbearer campaign that Convalescence ran, and we ended up befriending the giant spider and using it to kill all of the kobolds in the cave by having it help us set a trap for them in order to rescue all the people the kobolds were eating. They were mean kobolds, not like nice kobolds like Ixa.
Yeah. Lucas is
Ixa
just
wouldn't do
Ixa wouldn't eat nobody.
so she's a good kobold, but she's a bad kobold in the sense that she's not good at being a kobold.
Mm-hmm.
Retro's description of all the spiders running up the stairs made me think of playing Dungeon Lords when all of the bandits in the town ran and attacked me in one place. So as soon as the spiders detect us, they all just walk off of their nets and attack us like in the field outside.
Mm.
Anyway, Filsker said, well, maybe they've just been escalating the seriousness of the warnings so that, like, this time we're really going to get it.
It's possible. Or it could be that some sort of destined sorcerer or reborn scion of this ancient house is about in the world, and the runestone will glow until they die, trying to lead them here. And that we are, at the moment, in the midst of interfering with the birth of a hero.
Oh, well,
Or there could be a necromancer behind that door who long ago ignored all of the warnings.
Yes, although, well, I guess we should have asked the spider how recent. Well, but it doesn't really have a good concept of time as we understand it and have quantified it. So I feel like it was probably the spider that set this off, and we're just running through the tomb's, standard defenses. I really am
Is that
in
a vote
favor
for
of
opening the
resting.
door?
Oh, no, that was a vote against. I think we should take some time. I believe what we're experiencing is simply the tomb reacting normally to intrusion, and that the glowing is the spider's fault.
The tomb outside only marks itself as a warning sign. Not even a warning sign, it simply said, "Here lies," and so on and so forth. I didn't record the name, but I will on our way out. It could very well be the case that it is intended as a beacon to bring someone. And it could be that its glow is not meant as a warning, but there are some worrying things transpiring down here. Any other votes?
Ixa really doesn't know. I don't know what to suggest.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I thought that we figure out what's up as best we can, just in case there is something dangerous here. We wouldn't want to leave the town to fend for itself should something bad happen.
Well, that's a tie. I suppose I shall have to break it. Well, I suppose we should have a look, but carefully, and maybe when the doors are open, we don't set foot immediately through the threshold. Seems a compromise. Does that satisfy you, Phil Sticker?
And
Sure.
I'm not sure if this would actually help, but we could always have an unseen servant open the door, so that we're a little bit farther back.
Yes, that seems like a very
Yes,
good
or
idea.
mage hands.
Lucas will go and fetch the rod and come stand over here and peer around the corner so that he can watch the doors be opened by the
Right.
unseen servant.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ritually cast that, so I don't use a spell slot.
Okay. So, your unseen servant appears. Everyone, please put yourselves where you are while this is happening.
Is that you're good being there, Lucas? Retro?
Well, obviously, Lucas would like someone to be standing up close to, but he wants to be watching the door as it opens. So I don't know where the door is exactly, but
Yeah, I'm a little unclear.
Oh, it's between the two little dash marks.
Okay.
oh, the door
Yeah,
is
those
this
two
way.
notches.
Yes.
Where'd Bort go?
He went into the void of space. It's fine.
In that case, Lucas
Sorry.
will move back into their.
So you
fight.
guys have been down here so I can let you see the whole area.
Yeah.
There.
So yeah, have me or Bort or Ixa in front of you.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Or I guess will be
So you do have ability to control Sir Zedigan's tokens, so you can put them anywhere you want your Knight Sorcerer to be. You have that power.
And you've got the rod, the immovable rod.
Yep.
Do you have? Is that like in use right now, or just ready?
No, he's pocketed it again.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Do we want to move back a little bit, just all of us, so that we can make use of the range?
Probably a good idea.
Because I think this thing can operate at like 60 feet or something. Oh, wow. No, it's only 15 feet.
Yeah, either way, moving away as far as we can seems like a good idea.
Mm-hmm. But 15 feet, Kildart could still step back another square if you like. You want to move everyone back?
I think that would probably be a little safer. I know it's not a huge difference, but...
Well, I don't think Lucas can be any further back and still really see the door as it opens.
Oh, right. Because you're not... because you're a human.
You're some weird race.
Also, we have to consider this is a staircase down, so there's only so much angle. I'm probably like crouching and staring over Kildrake's shoulder.
Sure. Okay, I mean, I guess in that case, we'll just use it just in case, like, the door itself kills whatever touches it.
Okay. So, okay, let's see. The servant, has a strength of 2 and can't attack. So, what are you telling your unseen servant to do?
I guess I assumed that opening the door, push it or pull it or have a hand or something. But given your question, I'm not sure that that's the case now.
Yes, let me re-describe the door. The door is large, 10-foot, like 2 doors, 5 foot across each, double doors that with a menacing dragon's face carved into them. In the center of the door is a hand, human shaped, like a human's, just like slightly sticking out to meet you, and it is smeared with blood. There are no handles.
Old dried blood.
Yeah, very old dried blood.
Right, so this is an enchanted blood door. Create an unseen servant full of blood.
I don't know if I can do that.
Does interacting with the hand do anything?
Can have the unseen servant.
How do you interact with the hand?
Well, we'll have the unseen servant try a variety of things, from pushing the hand to pressing each finger to shaking it to fist bump to pulling on it to turning it like a knob and pulling on it.
None of those things cause any reaction or movement.
Given all of that, I somehow suspect that when it says blood of the blood, it wants blood.
Well, possibly of the blood.
Yeah.
Which means we may have to destroy this door if we want to get past it.
Not sure if we even could.
And since the door is undamaged, that suggests that the last person that used this door, whose evidence we can see right here.
Oh, wait, the door is stone, right?
The door is what?
The door is stone?
Yes.
Can I do a stone cutting against it? History check?
Sure.
See if we can figure anything out that way. Let's see. That is a
Might as well do it myself as well.
intelligence check. I don't think that it's modified by anything. Considered to have proficiency. I've got proficiency. Okay. Okay. Well, it's made of rock, guys.
Remember, I mean, you do get double your proficiency bonus.
Oh. Okay, so that would actually be plus 8 then.
Your proficiency bonus would be I think it's a 3.
I got
Oh.
16.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
So, Bort, this door is made by humans. Humans of the culture that lived in this region, before they were conquered by Nilfenburg and made into part of the Empire. They were, their people were assimilated into the Nilfen Empire very early on in the Empire's expansion. Maybe 800 to 1,000 years ago. This tomb, you know, is about 2,000 years old. It's totally obviously a magic door that will react to the right stimulus.
What the right stimulus is a bit more nebulous, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it says
if you
on
take
it,
the runes literally, you need someone who's descended from the hero.
which probably none of us are, but I guess
Let's try Lucas. Wait, let's try a local.
I mean it kind
The
of depends,
blood,
right?
you know. Well, no, because like humans reproduce so fast that their blood and their ancestry mixes extremely quickly, and a lot of them never leave the area of their birth, which
I mean,
means
It's not a
that the
bad
hero's
theory.
bloodline should be evenly distributed through this whole place. Let's just go grab one of those guys that helped us come in here.
Lucas will
And,
roll
like,
history to see if
some
he
of his
remembers
blood on a
some
rag
kind
or
of a genocide or something that might have wiped out the people who made these, or if they are indeed the ancestors of the people who now live here.
There was a war, and yeah, all of the fighting age men were of the tribes here were pretty much wiped out. But the rest of the people were assimilated.
Well, it's certainly worth speaking with the elders about and deciding what they want to do with it. But one thing that we can conclude is that if evil is coming and going from here, they're using a knock spell, which I'm afraid I don't know quite yet, but I will be working on.
Oh, let's
Every time someone says knock spell, I think about that joke with the bardic knock spell, where you just and see what happens.
knock on the door, wait for them to answer, and punch them in the face.
Yeah.
I mean it works.
I really thought your bard knock knock spell was going to be a bit more of a joke, but
No, but the way the someone else tells it is better. But I
Oh, I
just,
wasn't meaning to call it not funny. I just wanted to make a knock-knock joke pun.
Oh, okay.
It was a very lame joke, Casey.
It wasn't.
I
A
guess
joke.
mine was
It
lamer.
wasn't a joke. I was referencing a joke I thought everyone would already know.
I'm sorry.
But apparently,
But yeah, I guess we'll head on out and let the elders know everything that's happened and what we found so far.
You mean we're not going to have a mass bloodletting of the town?
I don't think that's really our choice.
Fine.
so
I mean, we shouldn't need that much blood.
So you, when you exit the tomb, the runestone is still glowing. The pyre you have set is burnt down. Do you leave the hole that you have dug into the tomb open while you go back to the village?
I suppose some of us will stay here and stare at it.
That seems smart.
Okay. So who's going to meet the elder?
Lucas, you should go back to town.
All right. Keep everyone safe here while I'm gone, please.
Bort will go with Lucas, partially because he does not feel well and thinks that getting out of this place might help, and partially because, safety in numbers, and also squishy wizards.
Okay. So, Lucas, you return to the village, and you meet with the elder again. So tell me what you found.
The resting place of Siguru, who slew Nibelungen the Red, pharaoh of the Vulsingar clan, it would seem. We were able to clear out a number of undead, which may have become a problem, but whatever is causing the glow seems to be emanating from deeper in the facility. Although I'm not certain it's intended as a warning sign of evil exactly. It would seem that the facility is laid out expecting a descendant of Siguru to return one day and take a sword from a stone and open the deeper door.
Interesting. I've never heard of this warrior you speak of, or his legend.
No, he seems to be from before the Nilfenburg conquest.
I see. Well,
From what we can tell, he was betrayed by his fellows, and that there was quite a bit of bloodshed that surrounded him, although the exact reasons in nature aren't clearly discernible from the pictographic murals.
So do you think that the tomb poses any further threat to the village?
Well, I should like to investigate beyond the final door. A suitably powerful wizard could evade it had they had the right spells available, but I'm afraid that I never learned that particular spell. It wasn't particularly relevant to my work to be able to bypass magically locked doors, you see. But if someone in the village could open the door, it may be worth looking into it. But on the other hand, it seems unlikely. My other hypothesis is that the runestone may glow when someone who meets the conditions walks the earth. But I wasn't able to discern more.
No. As I told you before, this isn't the first time the runestone has glowed. It glowed before when, some 50 years ago. And then it ceased to glow, and has only recently begun glowing again.
Do you know the length of its glow?
Couple of years at a time,
Well,
then a
makes that
long time
hypothesis.
without. Decades.
That does make that hypothesis unlikely, and there were undead. Ultimately, it should be your decision, I imagine, whether or not we'll have people from the village who may consider themselves to be descendants of the Volsungar clan, or who may speculate that they may perhaps be come and bleed on a door. But if you don't feel that's appropriate, at least the undead and the giant spider have been dealt with.
Well, there are some families who have been in this area for as long as anyone remembers. I don't think anyone here can accurately trace their lineage back to before Nilfenburg. But it isn't impossible. I won't stop anyone if anyone wants to try. But I hope that you will be able to keep them safe.
Yes, I rather hope so as well. But with your blessing, we'll put up a notice in the inn and let people know that they should perhaps give this a try, and that noble heritage may be hidden deep inside of them that can only be unveiled by the blood on the door.
Okay. So, the elder gives you the permission to do this. So you're you go to the tavern, and it's probably starting to get kind of late in the day.
Yeah, I think we're getting the rest of the party at this point. I don't think we are going to guard the hole overnight now that we've cleared it to a magically sealed door. That seems safer to Lucas.
All right. So you all regroup at the tavern. How do you spread word to the village about your need for some of them to come and bleed on a door for you?
Kildrak, do you suppose you could lead 7 random people in the tavern in song?
Yeah, sure.
Exciting, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Easily. Of course, out of character, you better not expect me to actually sing anything.
Of course we don't.
Okay.
But I would like a description of what it is that you were attempting to do.
Ow, damn it. I figure something kind of like a shortened version of sort of a heroic song. You know what I'm talking about? Something closer to like the Odyssey sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously abridged so that it's not a day and a half of singing.
Book 1 of some epic.
Right, and basically, trying to drum up their interest in the idea of the heroes of old and their possibility of being related. And, just casually slip in mention of a door and a hole that someone needs to bleed on a little bit.
All right.
And then he put his bloody hand in the door hole and
give me a performance check, just to see how much
how
much interest
+7, and I just know it's gonna be like a natural 1 again.
Well, you can always.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Are you serious?
You're
Oh,
worthless. You're so bad.
fuck!
I can't believe you.
How many-
I can't believe you called that.
How many times?
I'd
my
almost say to
God.
just let him have it just because he did manage to call it.
Kildrak, I'm not sure the bleed all over the floor verse is coming through.
Yes. Fortunately, there's no such thing as
you know
critical.
What? I can just throw gold at this problem and give them all a lot of beer.
You could, but I will simply say that there are no such things as critical failures on skill checks. So you still beat a DC 5, which is which was the lowest bare minimum of success. You got a couple of kids, like teenage boys. They have no reason to believe that they have no like legitimate reason to believe that they are descended from any ancient heroes.
They're just bored.
But they're totally willing to go and bleed on a door and maybe find out that they're descended from ancient heroes. Tomorrow morning, when you go back in.
I knew I should have rolled inspiration.
Yeah, you should have spent the. You were calling that you were going to roll a 1. You should have been like, I know I'm going to roll a 1, so I'm going to use inspiration. And you would have had an 18, but no.
Yeah, well. Then it would have been
Such
2
is the
natural
nature
ones.
of inspiration.
Yes.
Next time.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next day, or night falls, you would take a short rest. Phil Sticker, are you going to spend any hit dice or do anything about that hole in your hit points?
Yeah, I spend a hit die.
Just one?
I only have 1 on my sheet here, so.
Well, you're like a 5th level character. You should
That's
have 5 of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, apparently I've rolled them or something.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong game.
And remember Song of
Sorry,
Rest.
that's the wrong character.
Stop looking at your other game character and go back over to Fever Swamp.
There, I rolled 2 of them.
You should get Song of Rest as well.
What's that do?
An extra d6 for each hit die you spend.
I think
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
yeah, D6. D8 is 9th level.
Alright, that's some hit points back.
Thank you, Gildrak. I enjoy this song.
I do what I can.
Bort, you find no rest in your short rest. No matter how hard you try and spend a hit die, it just will not spend. You may not recover hit points.
Right.
The
I
next
will, when the morning comes, I will be like, "Hey, I think that thing that punched me in the soul or something, because I am all fucked up."
before you do that though, roll 3d6 for me.
Oh my.
Here it
11.
comes, Bort. Here it
Okay.
comes.
Your maximum hit points are reduced by 11.
Oh, okay. That's pretty fucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm definitely. Bort's definitely gonna be like, "Hey, I don't know what happened in that fight, but I am not feeling okay."
Well, Bixa, would you see what you can do? I'll be preparing spells. I'll be sure to prepare Oh no, wait, no, I have to take a long rest to prepare spells, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to take an extra day then while I prepare new spells. If Ixa can't cure it.
Alright.
She's definitely willing to try. So
Alright.
she.
Ixa, you go over and you dump 5 points of lay on hands into Bort. And Bort, you feel nothing. It does nothing for you. You know what it feels like to be cured by lay on hands, and this doesn't feel like it. You get nothing. And Ixa, you are confident that were he under an effect of a disease, the disease would be cured.
Ixa fears this is a curse.
Yes.
So,
And Ixa has also done all she can do.
So is this something that we can fix?
Well, I can look into it, but unfortunately, I don't quite have the right spell prepared. I didn't expect to run into such baleful magic outside of the fever swamp. So I'm afraid that I'm going to be prescribing you soup and bed rest, and beer for everyone else. And we'll wait for the watch guards to come in and shout at us or thank us.
Yay, beer!
If this is a curse, I think I'd rather have the beer. Thank you.
You know, I've still got some of Jason's brew on hand if you want to have a real fun time with that.
I might take you up on that.
Ixa, are you able to monitor and keep Bort's physical condition stable while he drinks himself into oblivion?
Ixa will try.
Thank you. Please tell him to stop drinking if it looks like he should.
Okay, Ixa will try.
Good luck with that.
And Bort, remember, there is a non-trivial chance that you'll lose the ability to drink alcohol forever from this. So be cautious. Lucas will clasp him on the shoulder and then he'll get to work on spending a
So
whole
what
day
you're saying
preparing
is I
spells.
should drink as much alcohol as possible now.
Wait,
Wow,
That's
he's
what
a
I
dwarf.
heard.
So, the boys come that Kildrak has swindled into bleeding for you, show up, excited to go into a spooky tomb and discover their mystical destinies, only to find that you won't be doing that today. What do you tell them?
We're all drunk and sick today.
So sorry, one of us is dying. We didn't realize this until now. So
I honestly just assumed that at least one of us just vomits in front of them.
Lucas will say, please come back tomorrow. It seems that one of the undead may have laid a curse on one of us, and it's going to take me a full day to remove it. And it's something of a priority, but don't worry. It's already been burned to ash. It won't be a danger when we go down.
They were kind of annoyed until you started talking about curses, and then they got appropriately had the appropriate fear of God, or rather undead, put into them. They don't necessarily want to end up under any sort of curses, but so they agree to come back tomorrow. And they grumble about having to go back to work and wander off. I assume everyone is going to just kind of relax and take a long rest.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
All
I
right.
mean, Bort's going to
Yeah.
try. Actually, succeeding in that measure is probably not realistic.
Phil Sticker puts in the hour and the
Blasted.
10 gold for.
Boss, I'm back.
Oh god, that was terrible how that spider ate you.
Yeah. I mean, it really sucked when the teeth went in, and then there was just like cold as it all the venom. But then I exploded, and I was back with grandfather, and that wasn't bad.
Right, there must have been more venom than you had blood. It must have been incredible. Well, since you're not that upset about it, you'll be happy to know that we befriended the spider and
What?
gave it
That
a match.
bastard!
It's now off having an
I'll
adventure.
kill him. I'll kill him for
And I
killing
gave
me.
you some money just in case.
But boss, you never give me money, and you gave the gun bastard who killed me money. You bastard!
I'm sorry, I'll give you twice as much money as I gave him. Just because I like you. He gives Splicter 2 gold pieces.
Splicter rubs his 2 gold pieces together, and he begins plotting what evil he can accomplish with 2 gold pieces.
I think you can, buy a dagger.
That's a lot of evil he can accomplish then. He
I
laughs.
Step away from
He
the
laughs
computer
and
for a moment.
he laughs and swallows the gold pieces so that he can use them later, because he doesn't have pockets. And it works for your character in the other game. Okay, so long rest. Everyone who isn't Bort recovers all of your hit points. Sedigan recovers his spent spell slot. Everyone else recovers all of your abilities and spell slots. Bort, you do recover abilities and things, so like your action surge and all of your battle master shit all came back when you did the short rest, just not your hit points. Everyone gets refreshed. Except for Bort, of course. Bort, the next morning comes. Roll 3d6 again. Your maximum hit points are reduced by 13. Congratulations, Bort. You're now at full health again. Just that your full health is now a lot lower.
This better get fixed when the curse is lifted, or Bort might just retire.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's find out. We had our short rest. Lucas will remove curse.
All right. So Lucas cast remove curse on Bort, and Bort, the curse, the mummy rot is lifted, so you do not have to worry about your maximum hit points reaching 0 and turning to dust, forever. Your maximum hit points return to normal. Your current hit points do not change.
Oh, good. Well, I feel less awful. Too bad your remove curse doesn't remove hangovers.
No, I'm afraid there's only one cure for that.
Right,
Religion.
at least I am not going to die, probably.
Yes, but maybe stay behind Kildrak and Ixa if something goes wrong. Or, perhaps one of them could heal you a little bit.
It's, well, she could heal 25 with lay hands, but that's... How much is he missing?
Looks to be 27.
All I've got is healing word,
Oh, no, wait, no, 24.
which isn't healing word is a pretty but inefficient way to recover all that.
Well, I could give him the potion, but I guess I will.
Yeah, I mean, Ixa can give him 25 HP, but that... Or 24, but that would only leave her with 1 point left.
And Ix's lay on hands is more valuable for healing than this is, so enjoy 19 hit points, sport.
So that's a pretty good chunk of Bort's hit points back then. The two farm boys arrive. So we're going into the tomb today?
We are.
Excellent.
Very good. Remember, let Kildrak and Ixa go in first. Stay well back with me, and we'll let you know when we've arrived at the door and provide a pin.
A what?
A pin.
Pin?
Yes, you'll need to smear some blood on the door. Not much. But...
You can use a knife if you want.
I assumed we would be using a knife, but if a pin will be enough, then all right then.
Well, I can't be sure, but let's start with the
Fancy
pin.
knife.
It might be smart to give them a way to put blood on the door that does not require them to touch the door. You know, just in case it has side effect. Fort tries not to mention the fact that it could very well kill them.
Very well.
That'd
We'll
be
use
ridiculous.
the pin, and they can smear the blood on your Kildrak or Ix's palm, and they can try the door.
What if the
Can
door
Mage
checks
Hand
that?
hold blood?
In principle,
I mean, like, it's probably not the end of the world to try, but to try just one of us doing it. I'm just wondering.
So the suggestion that the door might kill whoever touches it apparently means that instead of having the NPCs do it, we should have a PC do it because that we're apparently less valuable.
I assumed that it
Well,
would be less
now-
lethal to us. You know, if it does 2d8 damage, that's going to kill these kids, but it will do nothing to one of you guys.
Well, that might
We
depend
could also
on the
have
nature
them
of the
smear it
enchantment.
on, say, a stick.
Yeah. This
Fine.
also might depend on the nature of the enchantment. Like, what if it's a spirit that looks at what happens and it says, like, oh, wait, this blood doesn't match the hand, and then it kills them, and then we're like, oh, we told you it kills them.
I will identify the
like-
door before we proceed. Thank you, Phil Sticker.
Yeah, okay. Well, that just eliminates all questions. Okay.
All right, Lucas will go and make the kids sit and be bored while he identifies the door.
I'm sure this is
Here's a
exactly
human
what they
skull.
expected from
It's
an
use-
adventure.
Yeah,
It used to be moving, but it doesn't anymore.
That's right. It turns out being a hero is more boring than farm work.
Here's
sometimes
my
it is.
chisel.
Tokens
Don't you
that
like
come up
my
when I
chisel?
search for farmer or peasant are a bunch of corpses.
That's what they are for.
Mm. For being corpses, apparently.
Well, it's not like any
These are
proper adventurer would ever talk to a farmer that wasn't a corpse. Like,
Well, the only
Why-
ones that
why
aren't
would-
the only ones I found that aren't corpses are serving girls.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, yes. You see that farmers are too low on the totem pole for heroes to interact with unless they're fuckable.
Apparently, but that doesn't match my experience in playing D&D.
Well, yes, that's because the people
Right.
who design things for D&D and the people who play D&D are two different people.
nice and dead looking.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
No,
flipping the other way.
Yeah, no, they're just like action posed, not dead.
Yeah, we're seeing them from like below slightly.
Yes. Anyway,
These are my special shoes, young farm boys. I read an interesting book once. Would you like to hear it? Yeah, we keep them entertained.
so Lucas casts Identify on the door. The door has a I guess it would be like a divination or something. It is looking for blood that is descended from a certain man. It has magical means of knowing this. Theoretically, through any number of generations. If you were descended from this target individual, through any line, so it doesn't have to be a direct male line or anything like that. His daughters and his sons are both valid paths
All right.
of descent.
Does it seem to have
And-
some sort of mechanism of disintegrating someone who provides the wrong blood, for example?
There is no such magical effect. It simply will not open.
It seems perfectly safe to touch. If they're wrong, the door doesn't hold it against them. So come along, prick your fingers, try the knob.
Me first. No, me. They argue.
Or
about
you can
who's
use the
first.
knife if you want to.
They argue about who's first, but then eventually they settle it, and one of them steps forward, and and I rolled a die behind my GM screen. And the first one goes up and he pricks his hand until there's a significant drop of blood.
This is so much worse than the knife.
And presses his hand to the handprint on the door, and for a moment nothing happens, and he presses a little harder, and then there's a golden glow that spreads out from the hand, and the seam in the door glows with a golden light, and the eyes on the dragon's face that's carved into the door glow red, and the door opens, and he steps back as the door opens, and Ixa and Kildrak, you can see into the room, and you see You see a stone room. Along both sides of the walls are an immense pile of treasure. Thousands of pieces of silver, gold, platinum, and art items of all sorts in amazing beauty. There's a throne here, and on the throne is a mummified body of a what in life was a very impressive looking man. The corpse has in its hand a ostentatiously over decorated longsword. The corpse looks up from its seat, from its throne, and it stands up. You all know that this is the hero Suguru. And that's where we're ending it for this week.
All right. Great cliffhanger. Thank you for running.
Yeah, that was good.
We shove the boy forward and tell him, go make friends.
Well, I think we're probably going to have an awkward conversation with Siguru or get into an immediate fight with Siguru. But either way, unfortunately, I think all of this treasure technically belongs to him now. The boy, I mean.
Yeah, so shove him forward so that he can claim it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we can't do that, but...
But yeah.
He's not a spider. Fuck him.
Okay, on that note, thank you for listening, anyone who's out there, and do that YouTube stuff below, and next week, initiative.